right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are playing EU4 as Muscovy, attempting to move from the Ural Mountains to the Atlantic Ocean and hopefully take the Mediterranean with us. And if we can, convert everyone to the true Holy Orthodox Church, then we'll do that along the way too.
Church?
Yes, church.
Church.
I am, as you can hear, joined by Lady Bear, who, if you've watched any of the Oregon Trail videos, you know that she plays those games with me. And I told her I was going to be recording this video, and she decided she wanted to see what this game is like. I warned her that it's really boring. It's kind of a game for middle-aged men with fantasies of grandeur, but she insisted.
He said that it's about taking over the world.
I mean, it is, in a sense. It's about taking over the world. So we are playing as Muscovy. You can see I've been playing this game for a while now, so we've gotten quite big. Muscovy is like we're going to become Russia. And Russia, this area is Orthodox. So if we go to religion, you'll see like these, it's mostly Orthodox. And so some of this area, like these guys are Sunni Muslims. And then, of course, most of Central and Western Europe is Catholic. They've got a few little outbreaks of heresy happening. But I'm playing as, an Orthodox country.
Wait, can you?
Yeah.
Why, Muscovy? Why does the S have bigger gaps than the other letters?
You'd have to talk to whoever designed EU4. I don't know. But you'll see the name grow, and it will like change and stuff as we play. So what we've done so far is we've conquered all basically of Western Russia. We're in the process of annexing this guy. We're at 0%, but he'll be annexed soon. And then we have spread westward quite a bit. We've taken a lot of really important territory here. I've taken over Danzig. You've never heard of Danzig, but it's a really important place. We've got Kaliningrad here, all of the Baltic states. And so now I'm in a position where my goal eventually is to kind of take everything from the Caspian west. So this is the Caspian Sea here. So I could try to crush Nogai. It's going to be really easy. And also I need to take Crimea. The problem with taking Crimea is that the Ottomans also want Crimea, and the Ottomans are really powerful right now. I have a truce with these guys. I think I have a truce with them. Here, it'd be easier to do this. Yeah, so I have a truce with Lithuania for a while. Let me turn the music off because it's really loud in my headphones. I have a truce with them for a while. Eventually, we're going to be trying to steamroll these guys as well. But I have claims on all of this area, and I could try to take it. The problem is that all of this area belongs to Denmark. Denmark is allied with Scotland, Oldenburg, and Glare, so they really do not have any powerful allies whatsoever. But they are powerful, especially in their navy. I have no navy, right? I have armies here, but I have no navies anywhere in here.
What's a navy?
Like warships.
Warship.
Yeah, so as I start trying to conquer this area, navy is going to become really, really important, especially to conquering Denmark. But if we do a little looking, so their military tech is 52, mine is 51. So I'm a little behind them. Not by a whole lot. I'll be up to 52 here soon. But 52, that's a big one, limber. So if they're at 52, that means they have artillery, and I don't. Which means, and then if I declare war, see, I do outnumber them like more than 2 to 1. And it looks like they don't have any artillery right now. Maybe, let me see, that was Sweden specifically. If I attack Denmark, yeah, so they don't have any artillery right now. So now is actually probably the best time to strike. Because once they start producing artillery, if they're producing artillery before I am, it's going to get really hard to fight them. I need to be producing artillery quickly. So, I think what we're going to do, my next goal. So when we look at this, my ultimate goal is to get down here to the third Rome. I'm going to try to create a new Roman Empire as an Orthodox country starting in Russia. But my next thing on the list here of things to do is to conquer Finland, which is this whole region here. So I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to start a war. Well, I should check. Let me check really quick.
I think when me and my brother had Roblox, there was a game like this where we were trying to take over the world.
Yeah.
And we would start wars.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure. I'm sure they have games like this.
I don't remember what it was called, but it was not this complicated. I know that.
Yeah, no, this is a really complicated game. It's a game made for old men like me.
I don't think you're very old.
I feel old. All right. So we're going to take the fight to the north. I'm going to send these guys up here. I'm going to keep these guys down here. I might actually even try to send... So I have these guys here. I'm going to send them. I'm going to see if these guys, they cannot make it through yet. But I'm going to keep them here because Denmark almost certainly is going to be sending people to fight me. And so I'm at war with Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Scotland, Oldenburg, and Galair. Scotland's way over here. I'm not super worried about them. They'll be bringing military forces to fight me, but they're going to be coming across the water a little at a time.
Wait, so like, are the other places the computer playing, or
Yep.
is it other people?
Yeah, no, this is single player, so the computer's playing everybody but me.
Oh, okay, because on Roblox it was a multiplayer.
Yeah.
And we could like start our own groups. We could have like private servers and stuff.
Yeah, and I wish Roblox hadn't got ruined.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, I wish people who shouldn't be playing Roblox, hadn't taken over Roblox. Well, I lost a fight there, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, we lost that battle.
They might take part of you.
Yeah, that army's about to get destroyed. I need... there's no way Poland's going to give me military access. No. So, yeah, they just stack wiped that army, but that's okay. One of the great advantages that Russia has is an unbelievable amount of manpower. So, there's a very famous quote from the Second World War. I believe it was Heinz Guderian who said that every time we destroy 20 Russian divisions, the Russians replace them with 20 more divisions. And that's kind of what it's like playing as Russia. Like, you can... Any other country, that would have been absolutely devastating to lose an army like that. But as Russia, it's just like, meh, I can replace them soon enough.
Can you make a World War 3?
Well, yeah, so I guess in theory, because I'm playing with the extended timeline mod, so there's going to be an invasion soon. Where are they headed? Oh, over here. I mean, they've already invaded it. Go for it. Waste ships and manpower to invade a place you've already invaded. Because I'm playing with the extended timeline mod, this game goes up. You can play up past World War II. I think it goes to like the year 99, 99 or something like that. So, yeah, I guess you could have a World War III.
Ah, cool.
Yeah. So they've they've got their entire army like bottlenecked in there, which is fine. They can do that if they want.
Big fella.
What?
How many continents were in the world wars? Like all of the continents.
Yeah, I mean, as far as fighting is concerned, fighting took place basically everywhere except for South America, which there was some naval action off the coast of South America, and Antarctica. But even then, like those continents were involved. Brazil was in the war. They sent a few thousand soldiers. It wasn't a huge amount, but a few thousand soldiers to fight in Italy. And see, so my annexation there is done. And Antarctica, there was no fighting in Antarctica, but the Germans had and everybody had bases in Antarctica where they did like research and stuff. So there were people there, from the countries that were fighting. Let's see if I can catch these guys in some sort of climactic battle here.
I don't understand this game.
I told you. You don't have to stay if you're bored. I told you it's going to be a boring game.
I think I'd have more fun here if I was actually playing the game, not watching it.
Yeah, well, that's what you have Oregon Trail for. I'm not letting you take command of my empire. I've got goals. Got things to do here.
I'd love to take over it so I can make a World War III.
Well, at this stage, it's 1499. Neither World War has happened yet. So we haven't even had a World War I yet.
Oh.
I guess, I mean, if that's what you want, I could always reinstall Hearts of Iron 4. I've never been a big fan of Hearts of Iron, but it's like this, but in World War II. And it's a fine game. I have no complaint about Hearts of Iron. It's just, it's not a time frame that I'm interested in. This is the era that I really, really find fascinating.
Okay.
But you're welcome to go watch more Salish Mather or whatever you want to watch.
If you want to try to take over the world, then I'm staying here.
Okay. You're welcome to stay then. Just don't complain.
Because I want to see you take over the world.
Oh, well, I mean, that's not happening today.
Aww.
A world conquest takes a long time.
So it would take like hours. So it would take hours and hours and hours and more hours. 5 hours later, 10 hours later, 14 hours later.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a while, yeah.
The 25 hours later, 100 hours later. Can take that long.
It'll be a while.
100 hours is more than like 5 days.
Yeah.
Ooh. 66 hours would be 3 days.
Yeah.
And
make a lot of noise in the microphone.
Okay.
Remember, the point of these videos is for people to have on in the background while they're doing other stuff. So we're supposed to be like kind of quiet.
Okay. And what is that thing that says mic?
That's the mic audio. So it's telling me how loud we're being in the microphone. And it's letting me know that the microphone is like picking up the sounds and stuff that I want it to pick up.
Oh. Cool.
I wonder if we can get anybody to wipe peace yet. I really haven't won a battle so far yet, so I probably need to do that before they'll start like backing out of the war. We're working them back. See, we've conquered all of this. This doesn't give us a whole lot of war score. We've only got 10 war score right now. But it gives us a lot. Taking that back helps. Taking Stockholm helped. Once we take this fort, we can push them all the way back into their mainland territories over here. We will not be able to get to their capital. We just don't. I mean, I have no naval power at all, so there's just no way to do that. But we can start to hurt them by taking these places away. Then they won't be able to support as big of a navy, and we can start making a navy at that point. So over time, we can really hurt the Danes.
Do you think children watch this?
No. Nobody under 35 is watching this. I mean, maybe some of my students. I do have some students who watch this, but they're students who are over 35 in their souls anyway.
Huh. So like in their soul, they're just old, but then like in real life, they're like around like they're like in their 20s.
No, my students are mostly 15, 16.
Oh.
They're closer in age to you than they are to me.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, no, but as far as people who just find this on the internet and decide they want to watch it, yeah, nobody under like 35 is watching this.
Do you want to know a way to get an extra subscriber?
How might I get an extra subscriber?
Subscribe to yourself.
Yeah, I already did that.
You already did that?
Yeah, it was like the first thing I did so that I could see what it looks like when somebody subscribes to you, because I didn't know like what would happen. So I did that so I could see what would happen.
And what happened?
You just get a little alert saying that somebody subscribed to you, and it like tells you it depends on, like, there's a YouTube setting where people can either choose to make their like subscription information public or not, and if they do make it public, then it will tell you, but if they don't, then it just tells you that you got a subscriber, but it doesn't tell you who it is.
Oh. Have you gotten any comments on your videos?
A couple, not many.
What do they say?
Hi.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring.
Well, you have to remember that I'm not the kind of YouTuber that you watch. I'm not an influencer with my own makeup line, and I don't want to be. The stuff that I make is for people to have in the background. I lost the siege somewhere. It's for people to have on in the background while they're doing work and stuff. So it's not meant to be like that. I am way too old to be competing in that space.
It would be funny to see you put makeup on them.
No. No, not doing that. Let's see. If we can start getting some of these guys to. You're welcome to go play.
Yeah, I'm kind of bored.
Yeah, I told you. Okay, that all of that is now on the microphone. Can you pick the chair up, please?
Okay. Sorry.
I love you, Lady Bear.
Yeah, that's the store. I hate it.
All right, well. Hopefully that didn't drive too many people away. It made her happy. And at the end of the day, right, I've only got one daughter, and I want her to be happy. Now it should be a little quieter and a little easier to listen to in the background, though. See, this war is not going quite how I wanted it to. Like, we're doing pretty well, but we've just got like a lot of these little forces around, and I really hoping some of these guys will start accepting a white peace and going away. I think like these guys, once I take them, I might be able to even vassalize them. Once I capture this, that'll be a big deal. In this, it's mostly just like I need like if for the Scots to go away, for Galere to go away. I think one or two good battles, against the Scots where I win, will probably convince them that this isn't worth it. All right, so this decision comes up every game, and it gives you a chance to make Ivan the Fourth the ruler. I have never not done that. Now, the 10 legitimacy, I mean, I'm already at 99 legitimacy, the 25 administrative, diplomatic, and military power. Like, I'm going to make that in a few months anyway. And a 656 ruler with a strong claim, and he's 16. That's a powerful ruler. So I don't know of any reason why. I mean, if I look at my current ruler, see, I'm a 2, 3, 4, and cruel at like, I don't know of any reason to keep him at 40 years old. Why I would keep him over Ivan, right? Like I don't see any reason to do that. And it gives us that secure, strong leadership thing, which just helps the government. Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe if you're role playing something specific, maybe there's a reason. I don't know. I don't know of any reason why you would not choose Ivan in that role. All right, so we defeated Scotland in battle. They're still not willing to go away. But if we can chase this army down, actually, we're going to see if we can prevent them from winning this siege. We've won the siege of Oldenburg, which means that Oldenburg almost certainly is willing to, might be able to make them a vassal. Sweet. We're going to make Oldenburg a vassal. So not only are they no longer fighting us in the war, they're now fighting on our side in the war. We've got a siege going down here. That's going to hurt them. way. So that, just that little thing right there is a big deal. That helps. And if we can drive the Scots out of the war, we can drive Galere out of the war, all of that helps. And then we can start to really squeeze Denmark. Scotland, I won't be able to get anything out of. Maybe they'll give me a little bit of money or something, but they're like, there's, you know, they're not going to become a vassal of mine or anything like that. I just want to siege somewhere. Oh, up here in Norway. That's a good one. Why does Brandenburg have an army up there? Is Brandenburg like... Who's... Brandenburg's at war with France and Ansbach. Why? Like, they must have got defeated and like retreated all the way up there. Like, there's no logical reason for them to be that far north. Oh, we just lost a battle there. That's okay. They're mercenaries. We've won another siege, which means Galere will be ready to drop out, and they'll become my vassal too. Sweet. Oh. I guess we're at war with Burgundy, Hamburg, Verdun. That's weird. What are we even fighting for? Okay. Burgundy is trying to take over somewhere. So now we've got to fight the Burgundians. I mean, it doesn't hurt my feelings any. It complicates the war a little bit, but it'll give me a chance to maybe take some of this coastal territory away from Burgundy. Where are all my other armies? Right there, there. I guess we'll send you guys... I want to be careful. I don't want to let these guys have too much freedom up here. I want to be able to squeeze them when necessary. I guess we'll send these guys here. We'll worry about Burgundy in a little bit. Yeah, see, we're fighting a battle down there now that we just lost. Yeah, I did not intend to get drawn into a second war here. Alright. Can we afford any mercenaries? Are there any mercenaries worth hiring? These guys look alright, but it looks like they can't be hired. Okay, well, such is life, I suppose. I just stack wiped another army down there because they couldn't retreat, because the game mechanics are kind of weird when it comes to retreating sometimes. Like, is Denmark at war with France? Oh. Are we at war with France? I hope not. No. Just at war with Burgundy. What a mess. has this become like such a disaster? We need to get Scotland to drop out. If Scotland is willing to drop out, that would be a big deal. The one thing with France in the war is that France does have a navy. I don't know that they could rival the Danes, but they could at least hurt them. So like we're winning some and we're losing some. The first thing here is we've got to get these Burgundians out of here. We've got to convince them that this is not worth their time or effort. That would be cool if we could take Wolgast. That would be a big improvement to our territory. About to lose that battle. Yeah, they didn't get there soon enough. All right, let's see. See what they give us. So Denmark would give us a lot. It's more just now France controls a bunch of this area, and I don't want to. I'd like to wait until Denmark and France, like if that war were to end. That would really help me out a lot. But of course, if I take what I can get from Denmark now, because the French aren't going to take that. If I can get out of this war with Denmark, of course now they. Then I could throw all of my forces at these guys. Yeah. All right, I'm going to see. Right there. That gets me out of this war with Denmark, which lets me concentrate now on Burgundy, because the truth is that taking Wolgast here, I can maybe, if I do things right, I can maybe vassalize Hamburg and Verdun. Um, and in doing that, let's see, where are all these guys here? That's going to extend my reach extensively, and if I can take Volgast, that gives me a huge area. I mean, it would be basically all of like the Baltic coast here, which will allow me to start building a navy, and it will allow me to control a lot of the trade in this area. Romans just declared their independence. That really hurt Burgundy. That helps us a lot because they are now at war with Burgundy while Burgundy's at war with us. And that put us in a really powerful position now. Yeah, see now the Burgundians are they're trying to get out of here. They've got a huge problem on their hands now. I'm surprised that France hasn't taken the opportunity to absolutely steamroll Burgundy. They don't have a truce. They don't have an alliance. Um, this is something, one of the kind of the early goals of France is always to take over Burgundy. Um, so I'm surprised that they might come in here soon once they. They are at war with Burgundy. That's weird because it doesn't. I guess. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So they're allied with the Netherlands. Yeah. France is going to want to take Burgundy. So Burgundy is not going to survive this. Um, the only thing now is just making sure. See, the French are going to take Verdun before we can, so we want to make sure we get as much as possible out of this. That's not going to let me vassalize Hamburg. That sucks. All right, well, we can. I was hoping I could make them a vassal, but I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to try to take as much of Wolgast as I possibly can, though. That was dumb of me. Moved the wrong guys. I need to look for an opportunity. As soon as Wolgast's navy goes away. Maybe. So I do have a bit of a navy here. See if I can. Looks looks like Wolgast only has one ship down here, and it's blocking my ability to take over their capital. These guys are considered exiled, so they're not actually able to operate, which I think is really dumb. It's a game mechanic to prevent like cheating and and stuff, but it's just the idea that this army, like this war ended, and this army now is not a functional army until they touch my territory is just dumb, I think. But it's the way it goes. See, they were standing there on that island with an enemy army and just like not, it's like they're just not doing anything. So we can annex almost all of Wolgast. Not quite all of it. I don't think we would be allowed to vassalize them. No, it would require too much. I think as annoying as it is to leave that little island, I'd rather have these provinces and we can always take the island later. Realistically, somebody else is probably going to take the island and then we'll have to take it from them. But it's kind of trapped there on the other side of my territory. So yeah, Burgundy got really, really hurt in this deal. Am I still at war with Verdun? Yeah. It looks like they have dropped out of the war with the Netherlands. It looks like our truce with Poland is about to expire. Poland, of course, is allied with France. But if France is embroiled in a war with Burgundy, that will put us in a really powerful position to try to take some more here. Well, yeah, we're not ready. We need to recover. One of my big problems in this game is I'll forget to look at that a lot, and I'll just start war after war after war and not give my armies time to recover. And these guys definitely, they need time to recuperate. I'm going to start sending these guys backwards here. We did expand by quite a bit. I've got a lot of soldiers here, and I can start making cannons now. That's one thing I definitely need to do now. Artillery is really powerful in this game. The moment you can make artillery, you want to start making artillery. So, yeah, so the truces have ended, but we are not ready to go to war with them right now. We're going to finish up this war, and then armies that were lost. I'm going to see. I don't want to accept any peace deal from Verdun. I want to see. It's possible maybe I can vassalize them, right? Like I was able to vassalize Oldenburg. Um, and I mean, if I can, that would be great. Um, having vassals is nice just because it gives you a little extra boost to your military. They, as I've said many times, I'm a terrible general. I'm terrible at commanding these armies. And so when you have vassals, they do command their own armies. The computer does it for you. They give you some income, and it's territory that you don't have to fight for because, you know, as we expand down this way at some point, right, I'll be able to just annex Oldenburg. Let's see if Verdun. Yes, they will become my vassal. I'm gonna take some money from them. That is great. They're going to have a high liberty desire, right? That's going to be a problem, but it's something we can handle. We're just going to leave this army here. I think Oldenburg. Yeah, Oldenburg has a high liberty desire. So we will I'm going to start improving relations with them. That helps. Liberty desire is an interesting mechanic, and it's one that actually does make sense in the context of the game. Now suggest because it's based on a few things, right? So we just took them over. They don't want to be taken over. So, you know, Verdun is going to have a high liberty desire. They don't want to be owned by me. Go lower unrest. That helps everybody. They don't want to be owned by me. I'm a different religion from them, right? They're Catholic. My nation is Orthodox. So they they're not going to like that. And also, right now, a part of it is that because my army has suffered in this war, the overall strength of these guys together is probably pretty comparable to what my army is. As I build up my army back to where it should be, as you know, a massive Russian military force, um, I'll allow. I've got enough out of this. I don't need anything from Burgundy. They're about to not exist anyway. They're going to see me as kind of weak, which is, of course, going to um, raise their liberty desire. So that mechanic actually does, to me at least, makes sense. That, you know, why it is structured the way it's structured. So now, okay, we have won a substantial victory here. Not the victory I was hoping for, right? I was hoping to just kind of 1v1 Denmark and Scandinavia here and take all of this. That didn't happen, but we did weaken them. We weakened them severely. They're still allied with Scotland, but have no other allies because we took them all away. We have a truce with them now until 1512, and then we're going to come in and we'll be able to steamroll more of this. I'm going to have to, I think I lost my claim. No, I still have some claim. So we'll be able to come in and steamroll them again. But we need to really, really let the militaries rebuild. And see, these are both mercenary companies. So all of my military companies are full. So what I want to do first, let's see. I think my military tech went up, which means that my combat width is now 25. So we'll start with this army here. They're allowed to be combat width of 25. So we're just going to add 3 infantry to this. That hurt. I shouldn't have to do that, but it's better than having poor military. So we now have 25 guys here. And find a place where we can put them where they don't attrition. They can go down here. Now we're going to wait for this to get to 25 again. I'm going to finish this off before I... So now the Ottomans are supporting the independence of bypass, which means I have kind of a couple options here. So the Ottomans are at military tech 53. They have 100,000 soldiers. I'm at military tech 53. I have 90,000 soldiers. I could hold on to them, but they have 100% liberty desire, which means there's a good chance they're going to declare independence. And if they do, I'm going to be at war with the Ottomans. And ultimately, I do want to hurt the Ottomans, but I don't know if I'm in a position to do that yet. It's probably better. Well, I'm going to see if I can improve relations and influence nation, but ultimately, it's probably better in the long run for me to just let them go. So now let's see just for a second. So now I have 25. So I'm going to make 25. I'm going to make 25 artillery. So my combat width is 25, which means I can have 25 units per rank. These guys are front rank. They're infantry and artillery, infantry and cavalry. The artillery is in the rear rank, so it doesn't count against your combat width. So basically, it'll say 50 for the army, but the combat width will still be 25. It'll be 25 and 25. Which is really, really beneficial. See if influencing nation helps. It probably is not going to, since the Ottomans are supporting their independence. But now I'm at 53 with 120,000 soldiers. The Ottomans are at 53 with 108,000 soldiers. So there's less of a chance of them going to war now because we are getting powerful. We're right at our force limit, but force limit is kind of a suggestion. So 50, there is anywhere near here that's going to be able to support 50 soldiers, but I've got these two places that'll support 25. So I'm going to break the army in half. I'm going to get these guys drilling. I'm going to give them, get them drilling. And so what'll happen now, they're split in half and they'll drill. If a war breaks out, I'm going to join them back together into a massive stack, right? I need to get these guys drilling as well. And those are mercenary armies. These guys down here should be drilling. Now, I'm going to try to get these guys, even though what I was saying before, so we're at the force limit. Going over the force limit makes it more expensive, but also for a nation like Muscovy that's going to become the Russian Empire, I mean, we're making a lot of gold per month. Force limit is kind of a suggestion. And I mean, these are mercenary units, and mercenaries are great in that they don't use your manpower, but they're not always the best quality soldiers. And so I would rather ultimately, if I have to save some money, I would rather fire some of these mercenaries. Danzig has become Protestant. That's not good. I'm going to have to try to convert them back. I would rather, though, get rid of some of these mercenaries and replace them with my own professional soldiers. Right, that was 25. Why did it go down to 22? There's something I don't. Something about the game that I've never understood is that the force limits will sort of change just like randomly, and suddenly a unit that wasn't suffering attrition will be. But all right, well, we're at about an hour, so I think I'm going to stop here. We have expanded a huge amount. We've taken basically all of Wolgast there. We had already taken a lot of this. We've pushed really far into Scandinavia. Um, we've got this issue now with, see, as my force has gotten bigger, the Liberty Desire has gone down of those places, um, with bypassing the Liberty Desire there. But I mean, we're in a really strong position where we could potentially rival the Ottomans here. And we're going to keep getting stronger. I'm going to keep building up the army next time. And it would be, a war with the Ottomans that's a defensive war would allow me to call in. See if I'll re-ally with Hungary, even though they kind of betrayed me before. It'll allow me to call in allies because I'll be defending, which means I'll have a lot of help fighting against. I'll have Serbia over here, Wallachia, Hungary. So yeah, I'll have a lot of help fighting against the Ottomans, which would give me the chance to at least take Crimea and probably push down in here, which the Ottomans know that. And so it's unlikely that they're going to just immediately declare war. You never know, but it's unlikely. But anyway, that is where I will stop for now. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully my daughter didn't run you off early on. She's a lot, but I love her to bits. If you enjoyed hearing her make fun of me, make sure to check out the Oregon Trail videos. We've got a few of those. We record those at a much slower pace than I do these EU4 videos. So I have an unassigned merchant. You need to go somewhere. I guess there's nowhere for you to go. There we go. But yeah, if you did enjoy hearing her, we've got a whole video series playing the Oregon Trail that we do. But anyway, that's where I will stop for now. Hopefully you have enjoyed this. And next time we will continue to push westward. At some point, I do have to deal with Nagai. I probably should do that sooner rather than later. I'm going to have to fabricate a claim there. In fact, I might, just while I'm thinking of it, I'm going to start building a spy network over there because that'll force me to deal with it. They should be pretty easy to crush. And then it's just a matter at that point of getting my tech up enough to form the Russian Empire. Once my administrative tech gets to 55, form Russia, and then we're on from there. So that's where I'll stop the video for now. I hope, like I said, I hope you've enjoyed it. And as always, I will see you when I see you.